श्रीमद् भगवद गीता। ओम श्री परमात्मने नमः। The Bhagavad Gita, the Song Divine, Chapter 1. Dhritarashtra said, Sanjay, gathered on the holy land of Kurukshetra, eager to fight, what did my sons and the sons of Pandu do? Sanjay said, at the time of seeing the army of Pandavas draw up the battle and approaching Dronacharya, King Dronacharya spoke the following words: Behold, O revered master, the mighty army of sons of Pandu arrayed the battle by your talented pupil Dhritarashtra, son of Drupada. There are in the army heroes building mighty bows and equal in military prowess of Bhishma and Arjuna, Satyaki and Virata and Maharatri, warrior chief Drupada, Drishtaketu, Senita and valiant king of Kashi and Purujit, Kanti Bhoja and Saibhya, the best of man, the mighty of Yuddhamanyu and valiant Uttamujva, Abhimanyu and the son of Subhadra, the five of Draupadi, all of them Maharshis, Maharathis, warrior chiefs. O best Brahmans, now also they are also who are the principal warriors on other side, the generals of the army of my army. For your information, I mention them yourself, Bhishma and Karna, Krapa, who is ever victorious in the battle, even so Ashwathama, Vikarna, Bhurisrava, the son of Somadatta, and there are many other heroes equipped with various weapons and missiles who have stacked their lives for me, all skilled in welfare. This army of ours, fully protected by Bhishma, in unconquerable, while that army of theirs, guarded in everywhere by Bhishma, is easy to conquer. Therefore, stationed in your respective position on all fronts, do you all guard Bhishma in particular all sides, the gallant old man of Kaurava race, their glorious grand Patiprach, Bhishma, cheering up Duryodhana, roared terribly like lion and blew the conch. Then conches, kettle drums, tabors, drums and trumpets suddenly blared forth the noise of tumultuous. Then they seated a glorious chariot drawn by white horses. Shri Krishna as well Arjuna blew their celestial conches. Shri Krishna blew his conch named Panchajanya, Arjuna, Devadatta, while Bhishma of furious deeds blew his mighty conch Poundra. King Yudhishthira, son of Kunti, blew his conch Anantavijaya, while Nakula, Sahadeva blew their known as Sugosha and Manipuska respectively, and excellent archer, the king of Kashi, and Shikhandi and Maharathi, the great chariot warrior Dhrushtadumya and Virata, and invicable Satyaki, Drupada, as well as five sons of Draupadi and mighty arm of armed Abhimanyu, son of Subhadra. All of them, O Lord of earth, severally blew their respective conches from all sides, and the terrible sound, echoing through the heaven of the earth, rent the hearts of Dhritarashtra's army. Now, O Lord of earth, seeing your sons arrayed against him, when missiles were ready to be built, and when Arjuna, who had the figure of Hanuman on the flag of his chariot, look up his bow and then address the following words: Sri Krishna, Krishna, place my chariot between the two armies and keep it till I have carefully observed the warriors drawn up for the battle and have seen whom I have been engaged in the flight. Sanjaya said, O king, thus addressed by Arjuna, Sri Krishna placed the magnificent chariot between the two armies in front of Bhishma, Drona, and all kings and said, Arjuna, behold, Kauravas assembled here. Now Arjuna was stationed here in both the armies of his uncle, granduncles, and teachers, even great granduncles, maternal uncles, brothers and cousins, sons and nephews and grandnephews, even so friends, father in law, and all well wishers as well. Seeing the relationship present there, Arjuna was overcome with this deep compassion and spoke thus in sorrow. Arjuna said, Krishna, as I see the kinsmen arrayed for the battle, my limbs give way and my mouth is getting drenched. Nay, a shiver runs through my body and hair stand at end. The bow Gandiva slipped from my hand and my skin too burns all over. My mind is whirling as it were. I can no longer hold myself steady. And Keshava, I see such omens of evil, nor do I see any good in killing my kinsmen in battle. Krishna, I do not covet victory, nor kingdom, nor pleasure. Govinda, of what use will kingdom of luxuries, even life be to us, those very person whose sake we covet the kingdom, luxuries, pleasures, teachers, uncles, sons, nephews, and so on, granduncles, maternal uncles, maternal uncles, father-in-law, grandnephews, brother-in-law, and other relations are here arrayed on the battlefield, staking their lives and wealth. O slayer of Madhu, I do not want to kill them, even though they slay me, even for the sovereignty over the three worlds. How much the less for the kingdom here on the earth. Krishna, how can we hope to be happy slaying the sons of Dhritarashtra by killing even these desperates? Sins will surely occur to us. Therefore, Krishna, it does not behave us to kill our relations, the son of Dhritarashtra. For how can be happy after killing our own kinsmen, even though these people with their mind blinded by greed perceive no evil in destroying their own race, no sin. It is treason to friends. Why should not we, O Krishna, who see clearly the sin accruing from the destruction of one's family, think of distinguishing from the committing his foul deed? Age-long family traditions disappear with the destruction of family. The virtues of having been lost vice takes hold the entire rest. With the preponderance of vice, Krishna, the woman of family, become corrupt, and with the corruption of woman, O descendant of Rusni, there ensures an intermixture of caste. Progeny due to promiscuity damns the destroys the race as well as the race itself. Deprived of the offering of rice and water, Shraddha and Tarpan, etc., the men's of their race also falls through the evils of bringing about an intermixture of caste, the age long caste traditions, the family customs of the killer kinsmen get exit. Krishna, we have here that men who have lost their family traditions dwell in the hell for indefinite period of time. Oh, what a pity! Through possessed intelligence, we have set our mind, our commission of a great sin, that due to lust and the throne enjoyed, we are intent on killing our own kinsmen. It would be better for me if the sons of Dhritarashtra, armed with weapons, kill me in battle while I am unarmed and unresisting. Sanjay said, those, Sanjay said, Arjuna, whose mind was agitated by the grief of battlefield, having spoken thus, and having cast aside his bow and arm, sank into the hinder part of chariot. Thus, the Upanishad sung by Lords, the science of Brahma, scriptures of yoga, the dialogue between Sri Krishna and Arjuna ends of the first chapter, the yoga of dejection of Arjuna. Om Hare Paramatmane Namaha.